Hello, 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 everyone. Bonjour, bonsoir. Is it bonsoir, bonsoir tout le monde? Welcome, welcome, welcome to Poetry and Perspective with Placide. This is your hostess, Cindy Placide. Tonight, get ready to be blown away, to be inspired, to be empowered. Okay? We have a very special show with a very, very special guest tonight. He's going to be coming on in a few minutes. So after I do my introductions, he's going to be coming on. So, guys, just sit back and let's get this show rolling. Okay? Now, if you have any difficulties, let me know because I can see whatever you're doing in the chat. So let me know. All right. My name is Cindy Placid. I am your hostess, okay? So let me tell you a little bit about myself. But first, let me say big up to all my St. Lucian Massive. Big up to everybody in St. Lucia. We're talking about Vieux-Fort, Pierrot. We're talking about Swazel, Soufre, Canaries, Castries, Monrepo, Miku, Denry. Am I missing Ancillary? All of my people in St. Lucia, I just want to say a good night to you. Thank you so much for always tuning in to Poetry and Perspective with Placid. It is such a pleasure to always have you guys on and to be able to interact with everybody. Okay. Now, um, let me see. I am trying to pull up my slides right here. Give me 1 second. I can see with the glasses and I cannot see without the glasses. This is such a travesty. Okay, so yes, like I was saying, I am so. Why am I so nervous tonight? I am so nervous. It's not even funny. I think the person who is my guest is making me nervous because I'm so excited to hear what he has to say. Okay, so greetings, Jamie. How are you? I cannot see that shit coming up. All right, so let's do this. I am a mother of four amazing children. Kyle, Noah, Aaliyah, and my deceased daughter Isabel. Okay, so I am a poet. I am from the beautiful community of parents. And I am a poet. I'm an author. I'm an advocate. Okay, so my first child, Kyle, he's my first love. My second child Noah was born with autism. So I'm advocating for autism. I also advocate for mental illness due to my own struggles with mental illness. And I advocate for thanatophoric dysplasia. Why? Because my daughter was born with a rare genetic form of dwarfism called thanatophoric dysplasia. So I am advocating for that as well. And I have so many other things I am passionate about, but this actually is really the three that I'm working with now. I am an entrepreneur, I'm a poet. I have published two books. Okay. I have published two books. The first book is called, oh, not this one, When Life Stood in Silence. When Life Stood in Silence is an autobiography in poetry. And it talks about my life experiences, the things that I have been through, and it gives people a broad sense of who I am in that book, with the grief, the loss. I that book came about when I lost my daughter, in 20 was it 2015? Yes, 2015 I lost my daughter. And so that was one of the reasons why I one of the things that inspired that book per se. Okay. Why am I That's one of the things that inspired that book. All right, so that's what poetry and perspective is all about. And sorry, that's what when our student silence is all about. So then my next book is called A Mighty Calm. A Mighty Calm. This book is born from an uprising from my torments of grief and loss, and to emerge motivated, empowered to take on the world and to see, what my life where life takes me, so this is where this is this is where when life students a mighty calm comes in. It is bold and it is powerful. So You can get a copy of both of my books on my website, www.rise-to-prosperity.com. I'm also going to put that in the chat. And you can also get it on amazon.com, xlibre.com, barnesandnoble.com, and anywhere books are sold online, even at Walmart. So yes, this is my second book. Okay, so guys, listen. I um i would like to tell you a little bit about the show. The reason why I came up with this show is because I am here to promote people, to give people a wider audience, to reach a wider audience, to let people know of the amazing work that um, others are doing from St. Lucia in the Caribbean, and in general, people who have talents, who have gifts, who have books, people who just want to get their work out there and to be able to reach more people. That's what I'm here for, to be able to do that for others. So I'm always looking for people to come on the show. So whether you're a poet, a musician, whatever background, whatever you're doing, look me up, hit me up, and I am going to bring sure that you get a wider audience. Okay. So now for the continued success of the show, I do not accept I do not discuss politics or religion here on the show, though I am very I am very respectful of others' opinions and their religion, their religious beliefs, but I choose not to do that here because I believe it's going to bring controversy, and I don't want that. So this is why I don't practice it. And for the continued success of the show, I do accept donations. So if you'd like to donate to the show in any way, I would like you to contact me, or I can put my Cash App handle, or however you want to do it. But I do accept donations because there's so many things I would like to do. Okay, now tonight's guest is very, very special. Why? Because I knew him way back when I was growing up. And I'm so excited to bring him on because I know that he is, with his accomplishments, he is going to inspire, motivate anybody who listens to his story. Anybody who listens to where he's coming from and who he is now, they are going to be inspired. Okay. So Jamie, good night. How are you? So let me with his name is Mr. Marshall Celestin. Okay, so everybody, I am going to bring him on right now. I'm telling you, I'm gonna allow him to tell you what you need to know, because when I look at his bio, I'm gonna, oh my gosh, this is, I can't even say all of it, but I'm gonna say a little bit when his face comes on the camera. Okay, so let me bring him in. Good night, Marshall.
Good night, good night, good night, good night. Can you hear me?
Bring, if you can bring the volume up a little bit, that'll be better.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Definitely.
All right.
How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
Oh my gosh. Let me tell you, you see me, you have me nervous on the show because I am so excited for the audience to hear what you have to say. Oh my goodness. So Marshall, how is it back there in how is it back there in Ottawa?
It's getting chilly. It's getting really chilly. Today was a good day, but it's went down to I believe it was 10. Right now it's about 10 degrees, so it's getting a little
Oh
chilly
my
here.
oh my gosh. I don't know. I can't do the cold. I just cannot do the cold. Yes. So, darling, yes. So, let me tell you one thing. I'm going to say this before I start with Marshall. I'm going to say this. Let me read it. It is important to know. Sometimes we meet people, we don't know their backgrounds, we see their success, we see their hard work, but we don't know their backgrounds. And it is important to know people's story in order for it to understand, where they come from and what inspires them to greatness. And I believe Marshall that he's going to tell us that. So Marshall has so many accomplishments, but first I'm going to ask him about his his upbringing. Tell us, Marshall. You have a very impressive resume. So, but please tell us where you're from, family hobbies, shout outs, and so forth before you became Silver Mike Marshall. I love that name, though.
Well, so everybody know my name is Marshall Celestin. I'm from the beautiful island of Saint Lucia, the West Indies, and I'm from Graceview Fort, south part of the island, a small community, the southern side, Graceview Fort, proud and born and raised in Graceview Fort. Um, I have wow, how do I start? I'm
So
married.
hold on, before you start, let me say, shout out to the people of Grace Viewfort, okay?
A
People in
big,
the
yeah,
house,
yeah, for
Grace
sure, for
Viewfort.
sure. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
shout
want
out
to
to
be, yeah,
y'all.
absolutely, absolutely. I want a big shout out to everybody from Graceview Fort, Zwaye, the small communities around Bellevue, Cedar Heights, wherever you're from. I want a big shout out, big up shout out to every boys on the block. I want a big shout out to everybody, and everybody's listening, everybody tuning. A big shout out to everybody.
Yes. Thank you so much for that. We had to do that on the show. We can listen. We both grew up in Grace, right? So I
Absolutely,
was
yeah.
in Lawrence and you were higher up. So that's how
No, no.
so that's how I know Celestin people. I know him and I know, I met his mom and his family. So I know I just know who I'm speaking to. It's more or less like family, okay? So let me tell you, I'm always asking about food on this show before we get started into the
Absolutely,
nitty.
absolutely.
Yeah, so tell me, what is your favorite food, eh?
Well, to be honest, one of my favorite dish is breadfruit and chicken backs. That's one of my favorite dish.
Ah,
Yeah.
chicken backs. So you like the breadfruit roasted or boiled?
Well, it doesn't really matter to me. Most likely, because we're in Canada, right? So we're gonna boil it. Summertime we roast it, but yeah,
Okay. So they're saying, can I get a close up of you? I'm trying to see how I can do the close up here. Hold on. They're trying to get a close up of you. I don't know. Probably they want to see your face a little closer. So listen, I'm gonna put his face on the screen for you to see. Let me find my slide, okay? So you can see who Mr. Celestin looks like, okay? Let me see. Hold on a second, okay? They want a close up. I tell you, people want to see your cute face, huh? Oh my God, you're trying to find a slide. Give me a second. I have so much slides. Okay. Oh, where is it? Okay. Yeah, so go ahead, Marshall. While I find the slide. I have so many slides of you here.
uh, people want to see a close up. Well,
Yes, they want to see a close up. I tell they want to know what they're talking.
I'm pretty sure you can see my, you can see my face. that's that's good.
Okay. So
That's a
how about
really
this
close
one?
up.
I'm gonna put this one up so that they can see. How about this one? Can you see it properly? Can you see it? Who asked it? Anneli, can you see it? Okay, she didn't answer. All right. So, darling. So, as we continue, I wanted to put that up, but she didn't say. Oh, she said I'm zooming. She said she's zooming. Okay. So, guys, listen. So you left Saint Lucia at a very tender age, right?
Yes, yes,
And you migrated to Canada. So,
yes.
please tell us what was that like for you? What plans? What were the plans you had as far as career choice when you got on that plane, and what was your first job?
All right. Well, as I said, I can write a whole book about my life. Well, I'm writing a whole book about my life, but to start off, I left St. Lucia when I was 17, and one of the reason why that I migrated here to Canada it was by force, not by really choice.
Uh-oh.
My mom has 4 kids, including me, and I'm the oldest. So my mom migrated when I was 13 years old, and my other sisters and brothers they did migrated to the U.S.
Okay.
Short after, and I was the only person left in Saint Lucia. Do my mother tried several times to get the proper documents and the visa, what you might just call it. I was denied 3 times. Um, so at the age of I believe I was 16, and I took a chance to go to Barbados to look for a visa, and I got denied. And
Wow.
oh, it's gonna bring some like emotions, but and I never been to secondary school. Actually, I was labeled mentally retarded, and
What?
I think one of my biggest inspiration is my grandmother and my mom. I've seen my mom. I grew up really poor, um, and
Mm-hmm.
I see my mom struggled. I see my dad struggled, and there's something inside of me that I always believed that I could do better.
Mm-hmm.
Um, with that being said, I
The 100
I
days.
was given an opportunity to come to Canada at the age of 17 um, by my adopted mother, so was my stepmother at the time. Um, I was given an opportunity to come here when I was 17 because I tried to look for several jobs. You know, when you're in St. Lucia, you're not uneducated. I would say you
Mm-hmm.
don't you've been never been to secondary school, so you'll be basically an outcast. So you have no choice to work in a factory, or if you're from I would say the countryside, you have no choice to be a farmer. I have looked for several jobs. I have walking up and down St. Jude's Highway, Clark Street, looking for a job unsuccessfully because I only got to standard 6.
Wow.
So looking for jobs, I get denied every single place that I go, even to a place, Mr. Green, Falmo, you can name it.
I
Um,
remember these places.
I got rejected. Um, Finally, I got a job at JQ. At the time, it was JQ, and I used to be a bagger, so I used to make like $15, basically $15 a day, pushing the trolley, do whatever it takes. And I got to a technical school called Care, and the rest is history. You know, and I migrated here. I didn't have a choice of a career, to be honest. But my last
I'm
job, I
listening.
thought my first job, my really first
Mm-hmm.
job was bananas. I used to, me and my brother used to
Mm-hmm.
go during the after the day of the banana was harvest. We used to go get the rejected ones and go pile it up and go sell it for the pigs. So that was my that was my actually first job. Actually, that was my first job, and I remember my mom used to give me the plantain, the cassava, the ice lollies to sell door to door.
Yeah,
So basically, I grew up hustling. I grew up as a hustler, and that's all I know. And anyway,
a
just fast
hustler.
forward coming here to Canada. We come here on vacation, and I remember my mom calling me the second week I got here, and
Mm-hmm.
she said, "Son, um, do you want to go back to the place that you was, or you want to stay here and become a man and pursue your dreams?" But at the time, I don't know, not really grasp what she said to me.
Mm-hmm.
But all I know, I want to make my mom proud. So
Mm-hmm.
my very first job in Canada was working at a car wash in the
Okay.
middle of winter.
Mm-hmm. And you don't know anything
Most
about
people want
winter,
to
eh?
know, but yeah, that was my very first job here in Canada, working outside in the car wash.
Wow. Whew. You already, I'm getting goosebumps already. Wow. So let me take up my glasses from to see my questions. Do you believe this? I have to take up my glasses to see. So let's just move back a little bit.
Yeah,
They labeled you mentally retarded.
yeah. Because I think when I was standard four, I think I was distracted.
Mm-hmm.
My environment, the people I hang out with, so there was no time for the books or for so I could not read properly.
Mm-hmm.
So when you stand at four and you can't read properly, um, basically you blacklisted or the educational
Yes.
system. Um,
Yes.
and knowing that I'm from a community of grace before them, I could say these things proudly, and I now have the confidence to say all this stuff that I'm saying today. I've interviewed several times by different people, like television and stuff, but now I think I get the person that really understand, that can really
Yes.
relate. You know, like when you're on television, you got to tweak some stuff, and you do want to you say certain stuff,
Yes.
and
Yes.
so yes, I was deliberately mentally retarded because I could not read properly, and
Wow.
I knew there is great potential in me because I was a great track athlete.
Wow.
I know there's greatness. I know for sure there's greatness in me. But some of the teachers, because of your sometimes your social status or where you're from, they label you. The stigma is
Yes.
there. So the stigma is there. Like he's from Grace before he's like the bad boys, and you know, there's no chance for him, right?
I remember that stigma was going around when we were growing up, man.
Absolutely.
There was a lot, sometimes if you had to look back at, what the way we were and the way we were living life, you would think that none of us would even go forward because of the hardships we were going through.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Wow. Whew, you got me like I'm cold because I because I see, I feel and I understand and I know what you're saying.
Mhm.
I know. So let me ask you the next question here. So yeah, you left St. Lucia and then you came up and you got your first job at a car wash. Now let me read this piece of a clip from one of your covers, okay? The magazine cover. It says, "The ghetto product collection was inspired by my upbringing. We were raised in poverty."
Yeah.
You spoke about that. Do you care to elaborate a little bit on that so that
Absolutely.
yes, so
Absolutely.
that the
I think
audience
that
will really
article,
get the gist of it, you know?
the article was written by Fashion Week Online, I believe.
Yes.
That was up in Paris, and God, I'm so blessed. I'm richly blessed, and I got a chance as a to be in the spotlight. Not be in the spotlight several different times,
Mm-hmm.
but be in the spotlight at the number one fashion district in the world. And I will not. I want to be me, not somebody
Mm-hmm.
else.
Mm-hmm.
So I got an opportunity to tell the world that there is greatness in the ghetto. So if my story can impact Fashion Week, I believe it can impact the world, and I could believe it could be an inspiration from anybody, any walks of life, especially from the ghetto. So I name
Mm-hmm.
the collection I was displaying in Paris the ghetto product. I could
Mm-hmm.
choose anything, but
Yes.
I decided that me, I cannot be fake no matter how much money you gave me. I cannot be. I could be just me. So I decided to name the collection Ghetto Product because I believe there is greatness in the ghetto. The stigma that's in the ghetto, sometimes it will change. It will take time,
Mm-hmm.
but it will change. So that's why I named the Ghetto Product.
And when I was reading through that story and I was listening, I was looking at some of your clips and everything, I felt a sense of I don't know what word I'm trying to find, but I felt a sense of like closeness to you in that I feel what the stigma, I see what that stigma has done to other people.
Absolutely.
I've seen where it has held people down that they cannot get out of it.
Hmm. Hmm.
And you were able to get out of it and
Absolutely.
name your brand, the Ghetto Product Collection. And coming from a place when we said um, we were raised in poverty,
Yeah.
if anybody understands and if anybody saw back then how it was, they would understand why you you chose that Ghetto Product Collection.
Absolutely. I think God. I'm a very spiritual. Don't talk about spirituality, but I'm a highly person. I believe in God highly, and
Yes.
I said to my, I spoke to God, and I said, Lord, if you take me out of poverty, I'm
Hmm.
gonna make sure the world that you did
Hmm.
it. I'm gonna make sure the world that I could be inspiration. I could be a
Hmm.
manifestation of the ghetto, and here we are.
Here we are. Yes. I want to tell you this. When I say I don't discuss religion because I think religion brings, but
Yeah,
people can
absolutely,
talk about, the scriptures, they can, bring out scriptures and say how they feel about God, but I just don't want to bring the politics
absolutely,
and the
absolutely,
religion part. So that what you're
absolutely,
doing is good, because when I say things like, how I feel about certain scriptures and what God has done for me.
absolutely.
Just the religion part, I don't bring into it. Don't tell me, no, I don't want people to come and say, I'm from Catholic, I'm from I mean, that to me,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
not
Same
relevant.
here. Same here. I don't have a specific religion I belong to.
Yes, yes.
Mhm.
But oh my gosh, yes. Wow. Ghetto Product Collection. Guys, listen. I'm gonna while I'm speaking to him, you better watch your screen. I'm putting on some slides. So let's look at the ghetto. Let me see. Hold on a second. Let me remove this so I could find what I want. He's talking about his Ghetto Product Collection. I'm gonna give you just a little taste right now. Look at these guys. Do you see what I see? That is the flag of Saint Lucia, right?
Yeah,
Not the flag, sorry, but the landscape of St.
that's
Lucia.
correct. That's correct. Yeah.
Yes. And guys, one of the things that I realized it was that it was at first I could not understand. I thought it was African, but then I realized it is the madras, our traditional wear.
Mhm.
What inspired that?
That was at the New York Fashion Week. That was
Okay.
my second time at New York Fashion Week, and I wanted to make a highly statement about where I came from, my background, my upbringing. So I collaborated with another designer from Saint Lucia. I decided to bring on board. So yeah, I designed. So most of my designs are inspired by the madras, and the previous design you showed was inspired by my grandmother, called Vera Celestin, and
Okay.
she's deceased now. So I named this collection was inspiration. She was
Mm-hmm.
inspiration to the community. I call her the unknown unknown
Mm-hmm.
legend. So this collection was inspired by her.
Mm-hmm.
Some people that you have to be highly status in society to be recognized, but this lady was recognized, but because of her good works, a good heart, and the little things that she did for people. So I wanted to
I
display her
remember
to the
her.
world, to the world.
I remember her. I remember her.
Yeah, so that was actually New York Fashion Week.
Yes,
Yeah,
okay, and that's
yeah,
amazing. Wow. So now that we seen your fashion, okay, we see some of the displays. I'm putting displays on here. What inspired the concept, and how when did you first what inspired the name Never Give Up, and what was the concept behind the idea behind that name?
yes. So Never Give Up was basically my upbringing. I remember Well, okay, let's rewind again. I
Okay.
was in college at the time. It was in, I believe was in 2006 or 2007. I got my diploma somewhere. Where
Mm-hmm.
is it? I believe it's 2006. I was in college, and I was going through a very hard time because I was undocumented, and
Mm-hmm.
the struggle that you face when you're undocumented is so surreal, and that's something I have to I have to talk about in a different session. But that's something
Who
that
you telling? I already understand who you telling. We gotta talk to
so I was going for a very rough patch, and I was really depressed and
Mm-hmm.
going through school in college, and my professor, Mr. Mike, at the time, he gave me a poem, and it was entitled "Never Give Up." That poem changed my life
Wow.
forever. That piece of paper just changed my life forever. So my Never Give Up brand was inspired by a poem, Never Give Up.
Wow. Wow. That's amazing. My light is falling. I have to fix it. Hold on.
It's all good.
That's amazing. You see the power of poetry. You know why, guys, this is called Poetry on Perspective?
Yeah.
Poetry changes lives. Okay. Wow. So let's get this, guys. He had no high school education. He was labeled mentally retarded. He found his way working odd jobs. Okay. He
Yeah.
found his way to Canada. Tipping point. He got his first job at a car wash, and he's in college, and the poem changed his life. Now tell me, guys, if this is not inspiration enough already, but we got more. So, Marshall, now in the same article, you said, "Oh, think you've answered that question. I think you've answered that question." So I'm gonna move on to my next question because I think you answered that question in the process of talking.
Right.
So okay, so now that you in college and then this poem changed your life, what was the next step for you? What did you what did started happening in your life?
I always seen myself, and I think I just want to promise that I made to my mom that I'm going to take you out of poverty. I promised my mom that. I say, I'm the man that's going to take you out of poverty. I'm going to take my family out of poverty. So being here in Canada, trying, remember, I'm at the time I'm going to college, I'm undocumented. So
Yes,
don't ask me how did I get in college. It was just God works. Do
yes,
not ask.
yes.
I have been to every single school, every college you can possibly think of in Toronto, and
Wow,
I got denied every single one of them.
wow,
I have been to most of the high schools in Toronto, and I got rejected because I was undocumented. It was calling this student visa. I don't have that stuff. My goal was, like I need to educate myself. I need to I I need to do better. So when I got into college, um, I first started studied. No, before I got in college, because I could not get into school, so there was an
mm-hmm,
online class that I used to do. I did hotel and restaurant management,
mm-hmm,
and I remember going to the Chinaman store to study. To you got to pay. It's a cafe. You
mm-hmm.
got to pay to use the internet. Working at a car wash at the time. Because remember, undocumented, and but I can go on it. But just fast forward is I always believed that there was greatness in me
Mm-hmm.
because I think that was installed in me growing up as a young man. I've seen the level of poverty in my family, and I always wanted to do great things. And I know there was greatness in me. So fast forward to going in college, I graduated. You
Mm-hmm.
know, um, after graduation, you know what it is. They offer you jobs. As a job got offered, but I can't work because I'm undocumented.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go, going factories to factories. You know, times there is threats, people not paying you because they know your situation. Um, the circumstances that I had to, and good talking on, but it's just sometimes just brings some bad emotions, like people threatening you, call immigration, and you know,
Marshall, you're not alone in this because I've been through it.
yeah,
With the
so
immigration, I have been through it, so I can relate to everything that you're saying.
yeah,
I
so
have, I have, I have helped people, bring people into my home who are American citizens, and then they turn back and call immigration on me just because things were not going their way.
mm,
So I
yeah,
totally understand.
yeah, so yeah, so it's but just fast forward that I I know there's better, so I went back to college again. I went back.
Because you had that
I had that
zeal in you.
drive. I had that
You had
zeal in
that
me. I had that.
drive that
I
I
had
am
that.
going
I
to.
know.
Yes.
Yes. No matter what, I said to myself, no matter what, man,
Mm-hmm.
no matter what, you got to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I went back and I studied business management, and then
Cool.
I found the courage, and my mind started opening, and
Mm-hmm.
from then I could tell you it's history from that.
Wow. Wow. Guys, listen. So let me tell you, listen up. I am just blown away. I'm blown away. I'm serious. So you are the owner of Never Give Up clothing.
That's correct. Yes.
When did that start?
Well, 6 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
6 years ago, actually, we it was by the time when I got the paper. I don't have a degree. And I want to say that I don't have a degree in fashion. I've
Mm-hmm.
never been to a fashion school,
Mm-hmm.
but this is my gift. This is my gift. I know that for sure. And I started with the Never Give Up brand, with just a T-shirt, and that's gonna strike your mind. In 2010
Mm-hmm.
was March the 17th.
Mm-hmm.
I got a knock on the door. At the time, I was leaving. Well, it wasn't my wife at the time. It was my girlfriend. I got a knock on the door. Was immigration.
Wow.
So immigration came in, took me up, put me in handcuffs and shackle. Um, I got put in what they call prison, whatever they call it. And fast forward a year after, I was sent back to Saint Lucia. So I've been playing the
What?
game. I'm talking to you right now, but
Whew.
it's bring
Serious
some
memories.
really emotions and some
Yes.
pain.
But you know what,
So what?
Marshall? It is that
Yeah,
pain that you felt, that you felt. It is all those circumstances that you went through that even drove you even deeper into wanting
absolutely,
to be great. And so,
absolutely,
yeah.
absolutely, absolutely, and there's no deterrent. And I think, got back to Saint Lucia, I think that was the greatest thing that ever happened to me.
Mm-hmm.
Some people might, they were sending you back home, the stigma that it attached, you were deported and all that stuff there. But something happened. Yeah, now I can talk openly because I think me and you could relate in a lot of stuff. So I could talk
Yes.
openly about. Right. um, I remember, yeah. So while in Saint Lucia, everybody might know, like most people know that I'm a DJ, and I was very popular at the time. Well, not so popular, but popular in the DJ segment at the time. So I remember in my own community, I got stabbed. So you probably never knew that. Yeah.
No, I did not.
Yes. I got stabbed 7 times,
Oh
and
my.
nobody thought that I would make it. So my blood has spilled in my own community, and nobody thought I would make it because the place I got stabbed was very critical. The doctors, the nurses did not believe I'm gonna make it. But anyways, fast forward that that's another mission. But fast forward that I think from that moment, the adversity triggered something in me. Say, Marshall, this is the time. So that's the worst that happened to me, but it's the best that happened to me as a person now.
Mm-hmm.
Because it said that could be your last. That could be your last day. So from the last day, it triggered me now. This is your time. So from that day, when I recovered and I said to my wife, I'm going to be great.
And they have a thing saying, speak it into existence. You speak
So, from that adversity moment, from there, that everything that fall into place. Fast forward, I got back with it was $15. Come back to Canada with nothing. My wife gave birth. I missed my daughter birth because I could not travel. There's so much happened, but came to Ottawa with nothing, with only $15. Taking the bus. I remember I couldn't afford McDonald's for my kids.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Wow.
so the struggle has been there, and this is all the stories that I'm telling you. That's what inspired me to be the person that I am today, and this is why I continue to be humble, no matter what success that, no matter how successful I am today. I continue to be humble and try to be inspiration to, especially the ghetto, that there's greatness there. So when people look at me, they say, "Oh man, like look at me now." They think I'm from a rich family,
Mm-hmm.
but actually I'm not. Or when I go in a business meeting, they think that my dad was rich or my mom things was handed out to me, but they don't
And that's the
understand.
beauty of it.
Yeah,
That is the beauty of it because you right now, a man who came from poverty, and this is getting to me the fact that they thought you're mentally retarded. I don't know why it's getting to me. But a man who grew up in poverty went through so many trials and tribulations. You can sit among the elite.
that's kind of crazy. It is. Looking at it now, I think what really a couple weeks ago, it's a couple, yeah, I think it was a month ago. Um, I went back to for a burial for my half sister, and brother. Mom passed away. I went
Mm-hmm.
back to Saint Lucia, and when I been in Saint Lucia for that 7 days, um, really triggered me a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I
Wow.
can go to the mall. I cannot be a window shopper anymore. I can now. I have a seat at Parliament. If I want, I can get a seat at Parliament. I could talk to the Prime Minister. I could talk. Yeah, you're right. The elites. I can go in now business meetings. I could be around board members. I could afford to do certain things for my family I could never. even imagine I could do. So yeah.
Oh, so let me tell you a little bit, okay? I'm gonna blow your mind now, okay? So let me blow you. So listen, Marshall is we're gonna have go 2 hours today
Yeah,
because like
yeah,
I'm
yeah, yeah,
giving him
sure.
the time. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So Marshall has a business called Master Tapers. Now I'm taking it on from a man who had nothing, came back after being deported with $15 in his pocket. Okay, he has got a business called Master Tapers. Okay, actually, that got an award. He got an award as the finalist for the 2022 Ottawa Best Dryer Finishers. He has his printing business called Icons. He's a VP and PRO for the St. Lucia Association of Ottawa. And soon he's going to have Master Tapers Academy. He has never give up clothing line. And guess what? He's sitting, guys, in his own Mixed Vibes radio station.
Yeah.
So tell me, who of you is not already inspired and motivated to be great? Let me tell you, when I grow up, I want to be just like you. If I'm not grown yet, I'm gonna be just like you. Listen, you have touched my heart in so many ways. Just this little tidbit that you've given. Okay. So, because I see so many people, they give up when things start happening to them. They
Yeah.
give up. They give up on their dreams. They give up on their lives. They give up on all the beautiful things they wanted, the caress and everything. But through adversity, you push through. And
Absolutely.
I always quote Les Brown. Les
Mhm.
Brown was he was when you said that, he was the first person who came to my mind. He was labeled as mentally retarded.
Yeah.
And this money sitting on millions.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. And so once we have that drive and that determination, and we have that fire burning in us for that success, there's no stopping, there's no dousing that fire. No water can put out that fire.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Let me tell you some of the comments you are getting, okay? Let me tell you, let me start from the first. He said greetings. Everybody said greetings. He said, who is this? Said Anneli Combs said, I know, keep going, be strong. And Crystal Shari said, absolutely leave it up, cuz serious. Wow. Anneli said, be strong. We are we here with you, Marshall. Okay. Crystal said, yes, you spoke it into existence. So I like to read the comments and to
Mhm.
let my guests know what people are thinking of them at the moment that they're speaking. And I'm telling you, you get in the hundreds, up, up, up in the air. Listen, I am in awe. Let me put some of the slides. I am in awe of what you have accomplished. I am in awe. Now, let me look at my questions. I don't want to put on my glasses, Lord. I can see one place, I can see the other place. So, how has the Saint, how has the Saint Lucian, how has the Saint Lucian public been, um, relating to your designs?
Yeah, man. I've been getting a lot. How can I start? I think everything that I have accomplished this far,
Mm-hmm.
it's been hardship. Okay, this is a prime example. When I first started, never give up. When as I said, I got not deported. I will not say deported. I got sent back
You got sent back.
for a
Okay,
time,
sorry.
temporary. So
Sorry.
at the same time, I went to St. Lucia with a T-shirt I got from Blue Notes, would
Mm-hmm.
cost me $5.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, I have no money.
Mm-hmm.
No money. I went to a shop on Clark Street. A man called Mr. Neil that he owned
Mm-hmm.
a printing shop, and he
Okay.
asked me for $45.
Mm-hmm.
to
Oh
print
wow.
out the shirt, to print out a T-shirt.
Mm-hmm.
So recently, when I went back to Dubai, I brought that shirt with me.
Mm-hmm.
So Neil printed that shirt with me, and I wear that shirt till I can wear it anymore in Saint Lucia.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody believed in me. No one. And I came back when I launched a clothing line. I came back and I was begging people on Clark Street just to have my clothing in the store.
Wow.
And God, God, man, I remember walking with that suitcase and I had a lookbook, look professional pictures, and everybody denied me. I
Wow.
went to Sulfur, they denied me. I went to Castries, I got denied. My pieces won't be in the store. Fast forward today, I'm representing St. Lucia at the biggest stage, and I don't think ever St. Lucia have ever accomplished, never have ever accomplished in history, ever been to Dubai. I got fast forward, I went to Dubai twice to represent St.
Mm.
Lucia at the World Expo. So what I'm telling you is just a manifestation that God, you see, God, when you go through certain things, just believe, and I could be a testament of that. Just believe.
Yes.
Every rejection that you face,
Wow.
believe there is always light at the end of the tunnel. So from that small shirt and from all that rejections, they could choose a million designers, but I got to be on the main stage in Dubai representing my island.
I could hear your voice shaking. I could hear the emotion in your voice. Wow, wow, wow. So Marshall, how did it feel what was the initial reaction when you got that call to have your designs grace the runway at the New York Fashion Show and you were
Oh man, I remember. I remembered I was my friend. I came back to St. Lucia and I did a photo shoot on Clark Street,
mm-hmm,
and my friend, rest in peace, Dapper, and we had this all, and my brand ambassador
mm-hmm,
Keziah, sorry, we had a conversation that we gonna reach New York or we're gonna go to LA one day representing St. Lucia because now I don't think any St. Lucian have been there before. I
mm-hmm,
said, yeah, we're gonna make it one day. Fast forward 2 years after, um, I I did a runway show, my first actual runway show here in Ottawa. The
mm-hmm,
show was called Runway for Hope, and I think
mm-hmm,
I was circulating of the designs and stuff.
mm-hmm.
And I got a call. No, before that, I went to New York Fashion Week. I took the bus because I couldn't afford the plane. I took the bus to New York, and I went to one of the shows, and I saw, you know, I tried, and I remember for the first one who got there and the last one to let leave,
Mm-hmm.
and I said I gotta meet, I gotta see how it's been organized and that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I got to work on myself. I think I know I have it in myself. I know I could design. I knew I have it. I think this is my gift and this is my way. So a year after, I did another show, and the pictures were circulating the internet, and I got a call for New York Fashion Week. Um, I'm telling you right now, I'm talking to you right now, but it's a lot of because it's a lot of emotions. Like, it's a lot of emotions, and I got called to New York Fashion Week. I'm the first in history. That is history. I'm the first male designer or the first designer ever independently have been to New York Fashion Week. As
Wow.
a black man here in Canada, I'm the first male designer ever I made it that far. So what I'm telling you is when I got called, it was stunning. It was breathtaking. I got to take my mom
Mm-hmm.
to see my designs. And I can't tell you how that feel because it took me 17 years to get to New York. And I was able to take my mom to a place that she wanted me to be. And
Uh-huh.
at the time, it never manifested. So I got to take my mom to the show, to a place that she wanted me to be and I could not be. So it was magical. I got to take my mom to New York Fashion Week, and the media, the media is on you, and the fancy
I,
lifestyle, the red
I could
carpet.
imagine what you were feeling.
The guy, the little guy from Graceview for
Yes.
television, and the magazines. It was magical.
Listen,
My
you are inspiring people on this show. Listen, Lavon Johnny, she said, wow, she's a poet. She said, wow, what a phenomenal young man. Our young men need to take a page from his book. Catherine Alfred said, wow, wow, with God, everything is possible. Never give up, Marshall. Blessings. You are inspiring people. So let me tell you guys, after he has done all of this, I wanted to ask, let me tell you some of the things that he has gotten. He went to Fashion Week and whatnot in New York. But listen to this. He's the 5 times best clothing brand nominee. He 4 times became four times best fashion designer, 2 time best fashion stylist, 2018 top 10 entrepreneur in Ottawa, Canada. A young man who came out of poverty. Tell me if you can do it. Tell me
Ab-
if any of us here cannot do it.
Absolutely, absolutely.
We can.
I'm a testament that my life. As I said to you, I said to God, if you take me out of, you take me out. If you take me out, I'm gonna make sure the world know. I'm gonna make sure the world know that you did it. God did it. I did
Yep.
not do it by myself, but it took a community. So
Yes.
that's the reason why I'm so passionate about my
Hmm.
community, Grace View for. It's my
Yes.
upbringing. It is what was installed inside me from growing up. The saying good morning, going to church,
Hmm.
respectable to be the elders, uh, carrying the bucket of water when there was no water in the pipe. You know,
I remember those days going
all this,
by the street
it's all
and
these
going by the
things,
pipe and looking for water.
you know, all these things that has inspired me and motivated me to be great. And people might see the now today, but if they only knew what it was like, just the the period of dark times that I had to go through just to manifest today. And it's been a journey. It's still a journey. I'm still on that journey, and there's a lot more to go. There's a lot more to go. There is I said I'm gonna be, maybe I should not mention the show. I'm gonna be the first millionaire in my family. I said
Hey,
that.
we
Maybe
speaking it.
it
We
is
speaking
now.
it.
Now it
We
is,
are speaking
but
it
I'm
into
not saying
existence.
anything. But I'm just saying that I'm
Listen,
gonna be.
Marshall, you go for it. You go for it. I
Yeah,
believe that you can get there. Okay. You well on your way with all those businesses you have there. Tell
uh,
me, give me the likes, people. Tell me if you don't believe you're gonna be the first millionaire in his family. I believe you well on your way, sweetheart, and maybe probably where you come from in Grace. You know.
yeah, absolutely. So yeah, so so there is. But I gotta thank my mom. I gotta thank my dad. I gotta thank my family. I gotta thank my wife. Thanking my
Mm-hmm.
kids, my brothers,
Mm-hmm.
everyone have supported me on that journey. The people that
Yes.
throw stones at me, the people tell
Yes.
me I'm not gonna be good, the people that said that I'm gonna be nothing in life, the people who
Mhm.
mentally told me that you're not gonna be nothing. You're from the ghetto. You're from the projects. I salute these people because all these people has motivated me and inspired me to be the person that I am today.
Yes. Yes, and that was a driving force for you. And you see, when you came up, there's that piece of advice your mom gave you. Do
Mm,
you want to go back or do you want to make something out of yourself? And I think that was a very good piece of advice because you took it from there and you run with it. I am not going
absolutely,
to go back down to St. Lucia. I'm going to make something out of myself before I go back.
absolutely,
Hmm.
absolutely, absolutely, absolutely.
Wow. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Marshall, I'm not done with you yet. We still have to. I still have some questions to ask. I still have some questions. Look at this, guys. Look at this. Look at Marshall in all his glory. And oh, tell me about that picture with the loop that you had this
Camouflage.
yes,
Yeah. So.
you were standing with this lady right there.
Yeah. So this is which one? There's one. There's a picture on my left, and there's a picture on my right. I
The
think
one
believe.
on your where you
Right
standing
with
with the lady.
the young lady. Okay,
Yes.
that was my second time at New York Fashion Week. I've been there
Okay.
twice.
Mhm.
Um, so I actually let me say this:
Mhm.
God has given me, have blessed me richly, and
Mhm.
I believe without without my success, I can make people successful too. So
Mhm.
I decided to bring a young lady from St. Lucia with me. I decided to bring her in the front stage of New York Fashion Week. So I
Mhm.
collaborated with her. She's a young lady now is maybe gonna blow your mind. This young lady, I collaborated with her to bring her to New York Fashion Week
Uh-huh.
for the very first time, her very first runway show. And right now, we're speaking right now, she's in Italy at Milan
Wow.
Fashion Week. So I gave her the first, we have been to several shows. We was in Paris last year. I brought her with me, and then my entire team was in Paris. And
Mhm.
I was supposed to be in Paris. No, I was supposed to be in Milan, actually, flying out yesterday. But the reason
Mhm.
why I could not go is because I had a death in my family. That is the person that brought me here. That was my stepmom at the time. This is my mom. I call her my mom. She
Yes.
passed away, and in the midst of doing the collection,
Mhm.
and then another thing, my half brother and my half sister, mom passed away too. So that
Mhm.
bring a heat on things. So I could not go to Milan. So I
Okay.
called her and I said, you know what? We have collaborated 3 times, so I believe you have in you, and I believe that your designs will do great. So I gave her the
Mhm.
spotlight. So today, right now, she's in the one of the most, one of the, I mean, the fashion district in the world, Milan. She's actually in Milan Fashion Week. So
Yes.
congratulations to Chantel.
You know, Lavon said it that she said that is why God is continuing to shower you with blessings, with these richest blessings, because you know, you like you said, you stay humble and then you help push others forward. You
Absolutely.
don't keep it to yourself, and that's how the blessings are going to continue coming.
Yeah. So kudos to her. Yeah, that's Chantel. Right now, she took the
Yes.
plane was today. She took the plane tonight, and then she'll be in Milan.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to ask everybody to go on my page. We're gonna send a link. She'll be representing Saint Lucia. She will be displaying
Mm-hmm.
a beautiful collection in Milan, one
Mm-hmm.
of the beauty. I mean, the fashion district, the highest fashion district in the world. So kudos to her. I want to ask everybody to support her, and the
Yes,
whole team.
yes.
You know, yeah.
Wow. What's her name?
Chantel,
Chantal.
Yeah,
Yes. Wow.
Chantel.
This is amazing. You know, it is such a joy to see young people just doing amazing things with their lives, and you are like such a great testament, such a great, I could say a role model to the young people who think that their life is not gonna go nowhere. If you want things to happen in your life, you got to take a step, and you got to continue taking the right steps, the right decisions, so that you could get to where you want to go.
Mhm.
And I always believe that. And sometimes it may not come as fast as you want it to, but you just got to continue pushing.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, you got to continue
Mhm.
pushing. Guys, listen. This is Marsha Celestin. If you have not been inspired for this film, you gotta continue to be inspired. I'm telling you. You have it's just like I'm sitting, I'm almost like sitting on air because I see so much. Oh gosh. I see so much more for you.
So
so much
thank
more, because with that determination, with that drive, and you humble about it, you helping others, it is going to pay forward 1,000 times over.
you. I just I believe that. I just believe that I said to you that if I got out, that I'm gonna make sure that I'm gonna help people. I'm gonna help people, and then man, I remember that's so many things that I think all my trials and tribulation. That's what now God has blessed me to help others. Like I think posted for the first time, was it yesterday, that for the last 6 years that I have sponsored, I have given 27 out scholarships.
And that's what us the next question I was going to ask you. You know, you do a lot of charity work, you do, sponsorships. Tell us some of the contributions you've made to the people in Ottawa and the people in St. Lucia as a whole.
Yeah, for the last 6 years, I've given out 27 scholarships in total. Means
Wow.
paying for tuitions. Um, I've helped held hundreds of students in St. Lucia with a program started it's called Feed and Learn.
Mm-hmm.
School materials, food, and the school supplies. I did that to Angers Combined School, um,
Mm-hmm.
sending people to school. Like if the mom can't afford it, I will pay the full fee, tuition,
Mm-hmm.
school books, uniforms, whatever they need.
Mm-hmm.
I will do that. And for the last, I just extended my outreach to Bellevue Combined School.
Mm-hmm.
Said last month was I believe was this year.
Mm-hmm.
Reached out to Bellevue Combined School, so we sponsored I believe was 3 students out of there. Um, the Greece Combined School have been giving out scholarships to the kids,
Yes.
and
And a lot
this
a
is a
lot of
great.
people a lot of people, when they get to success, they forget where they come from.
No, I can't. I did that. This,
It's not in you. It's not in you.
no, I can't. I cannot. I
No.
cannot. I really cannot be greedy
Mm-hmm.
because God has blessed. Talking to you right now, but it's really emotional. God has blessed me. God have taken me from a dark place, and I have to share my blessings. I
Yes.
have to be given. That
Mm-hmm.
God has taken me out, man. Take me out of my family. Take me and my family out. So now I'm afford to give back, and I'm gonna continue to give back. And I think one of my greatest thing, I gotta put it out there, that I am gonna. Right now, I'm planning with the Grace community to establish a playing field for them.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully by the end of the year, that we can have actually a playing field in proper Grace uh, community center, that kids after school programs. So my dream is one of my biggest dreams for my community is to make sure that we have a recreation park, we have a playing field, we have a community center, um, a learning center, and I believe that every every kid should never go to school hungry.
True.
That is
Wow.
one of the things that I'm working towards. Hopefully, gonna get some government support, but
Mm-hmm.
that's one of the things that I'm working with. That I have a food bank. We have a food
Mm-hmm.
that if you can't afford that, you can come to the food bank openly.
Yes. Yes.
So that's some things that we're working on. I'm working on collaborating with some organizations. So God has blessed you, man, and I'm just grateful.
And that smile on your face just says a lot.
I'm grateful.
Because
I am
not
grateful.
only are you you working hard for what you've accomplished, but You find joy in giving back,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
that's
yeah,
yes.
yeah. That is it. That's one. I think one of the things about me. I remember my auntie said to me, she came to Saint Lucia and to visit, and I walked from Town to Grace with one coconut to give her. And she can't forget that. So I think the giving was installed inside of me because my grandmother was always a person of giving. You can never come
Mm-hmm.
to her and not have something to give. You know, no matter
Mm-hmm.
what the circumstance it was, but you always
Yes.
make you feel welcome, make sure
Mm-hmm.
you walk out happy.
Mm-hmm.
So it's in me to give. Some people feel take advantage of it, but they say you're too soft and you
Mm-hmm.
not. You give too much. Everybody call you they want problems and stuff. But as the Bible say, you have to give with discretion, right?
Yes.
So I now have instilled that inside of me that I
Yes.
have to give with discretion. But
But you know the whole thing about it is that there is more happiness in giving
oh
than
man, I cannot tell you that when I when I when I go back to San Lucia and a parent come up to me and say, Ishmael, the pastor was so favored by Ishmael, oh, a joy. Like recently I went home and I hugged this young lady, you know, and just able to know that a kid can go to school. I hugged her and she cried on my shoulder and I hugged her tightly and just giving back, just knowing that I did that for her, not for her, but for the kid itself. It's
mm-hmm.
priceless.
Yes, it is.
It's priceless. It's giving back is always someone God has blessed you. Always have to give
Mm-hmm.
back, and God will bless you
Yes.
100 times, 100 times more. And
Yes.
that I can be a testament. That's for sure.
I am telling you, you and I have so much in common. We have so
We
much
got
in
to
common.
champion each other.
Yes, and after this show, we're gonna talk. We have so much in common, you know. And I always used to see you. Always used to see your brother. I always used to see your mom, and you know, I still see your little cute little face. And Marsha, it just gives me great pleasure to see your accomplishments. To just it touches me. You have inspired me so much today. And when
Really?
I say you have inspired me, and I think I'm speaking to a lot of people on this show who's viewing. You have inspired me. You have inspired a lot of us, you know. And I'm hoping that, you know, with your contributions that you make, you're going to be able to touch more lives and inspire more people, more young people like yourselves. So my
Yeah,
next
absolutely.
question to you, go ahead.
Absolutely. And I think I just find out nowadays comments. Um,
Mm,
just comment on something that there's a brother in there that his name is Squidly.
mhm.
I think a last comment. And this guy has given me opportunity that have changed my life forever. This man,
Squiddy,
Squidly, yeah, man,
Squidly.
changed
Yes,
my
more
life.
blessings. Said more
Yeah,
blessings.
man. Got to shout out. Sometimes people
Yes.
don't do things publicly, but I always
Hmm.
call him once in a while and tell him, "Thank you, man. Thank you for giving me that opportunity." He has
Hmm.
opened his doors. He has opened his family doors for me. He has opened many
Yes.
doors. He has opened one door, but that one door has opened many doors for me. So I want to say
Hmm.
a big shout out to Diplomat family. Skilly, my brother, man. I appreciate you. I love you. You know, and I think my wife is online. Honey, I love you.
Okay, there's the love.
Okay, yeah. Thanks for the
Okay, you
support
put it out
and
there,
always
girl.
having my back. Always having my back, no matter what. Always
Yes, and
having my
that's
back.
good. It's good to have a
Yeah.
supportive spouse when
Absolutely,
yes,
absolutely,
it's good because they say
absolutely.
every behind every successful man there is what
A good woman.
exactly. So more power to you, Mrs.
Absolutely.
Celestin.
Yeah.
But how do you find time? You got all of these things going on here, and I know wifey plays a big part. How do you find time to do all of this tapestry?
So let's get back to the serious point now.
Yes.
I do a lot of personal development.
Okay.
That's part of my daily routine. So
Mhm.
I have 24 hours.
Mhm.
So time management is very
Mhm.
important to me. As
Okay.
a business person, as a business, I have to go to different meetings. I have to meet employees. So my 24 hours is packed. So I have to
Mhm.
schedule my time. So time
Yeah.
management, because when you
Mhm.
waste time, you lose it. Time has no respect for any man. So I use my 24 hours very carefully. Everybody asks me, okay, what do you have a time for? Several businesses. Or you have a time for family. How do you have a time for charity work? How do you have a time for the community? But I have a set time. I
Mhm.
manage my time. Time management is the number one thing of success. So my
Okay.
success I contributed to my time management.
Mhm.
So I have 24 hours. So ask me what time I get up every day.
Yeah. What time do you get up every day?
For at 3:30 a.m.
Oh wow. That's when people rolling in their bed a second
That's,
sleep.
that's correct. So
Mhm.
by 4 o'clock, I'll put in a workout and I'm gone.
Mhm.
So by the time you're probably sleeping, I'm already accomplished so many things. So
Mhm.
by the time the students are now going to school, I'm on probably on my second job.
Mhm.
That's when sometimes the
Second.
employees are coming in. But I'm already there's so much I can accomplish. So I have pretty
Mhm.
much from 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock before my girls come back. I have to
Mhm.
now there's time for them. There's time when they go to bed now. I have time to do whatever I have to do in the office. And there's
Mhm.
times for business meetings. So you can use your 24 hours. So your 24 hours is the number one thing in life. You
Mhm.
all have 24 hours. What you do for your 24 hours. So
Yes.
my contribution to my success is time management.
Nice.
So everybody
That
asks me, "Well, how do you have so much businesses? How do you do it? How do you manage?" Man, I manage. I manage my time. I manage my time properly.
and that is
If
very
you look into my
important.
office, there is stickers everywhere. Stickers everywhere, reminders.
I do
Yeah,
that too. People ask me, why do you have all the sticky notes everywhere?
yeah, sticky notes, and every day I look at my vision board.
Yes, yes. I
So I
haven't
gotta tell
completed
people you
mine
gotta
yet
have
though.
visions. You have to have goals, daily
Yes.
goals, monthly goals, weekly goals. So yeah, that's how I live my life, man. My vision board.
Set,
I'm looking at my vision board right now.
well, and this was one of the questions I was gonna ask you. What are some of the morals that keep you grounded? And that's your time management.
Time management.
Mm-hmm.
Time management.
Wow.
You got to manage your time because, man, Steve Harvey said, "Time has respect for no man."
Nope.
Always remember that. Time has no respect for you, has no respect for me. So you have to respect time.
Yeah, it's gonna keep going no matter what or not,
Absolutely.
whatever you do.
Who
It's
can
gonna keep
turn the
going.
clock? Tell me. Bill Gates
Nobody.
can turn the clock.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Mark Zuckerberg can turn the clock.
Nope.
You understand? They can turn the money, but they can't turn the clock. So they have to live by that time.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you do with your time? If you got to read a book, read a book. If you got to read 2 pages, and if you read 2 pages per day, by the 6 months you read the whole book.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? So
Yes.
if you have listened to inspirational quote or you have to listen to motivational speech, that's why you gotta do that.
Mm-hmm.
Always have time. You gotta put time in your health too. It takes you 15 minutes to get healthy. 15 minutes a day to get
Mm-hmm.
healthy. You
Wow.
don't need an hour. 15 minutes a day. Can you imagine? Just
Mm,
15.
15. And these are some of the things I begin to incorporate in my life, the past. When I decided, when I got out of, whatever phase that I was going through with my depression and
Mhm.
everything, I decided to be really, really consistent with what I did, with my time. And I started, before I used to listen to motivational videos, I listen to it more now. I have
Right.
a time to read, I have a time to go to the gym. And when
Mhm.
I'm writing, I don't want nobody to bother me because that's my time to focus and to
Right,
write.
right, right, right. Hmm, hmm.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
so
so
that's
time
very
management. That's one
important.
of the I think one of my biggest thing now. I mean, as a I'm talking about successful entrepreneur is
Mm-hmm.
just my time management.
Mm-hmm. You gotta put in that time to develop yourself, like self development, so you could know
Hmm.
where you're going. You need to have a roadmap as to where you're going.
Absolutely,
We,
you
yeah.
can't go to the woods and just now you go to the woods and then you're gonna find a GPS. You gotta put your direction. Gotta put the
First.
direction first, right? So if you get lost, you repoint, you reroute you, right? And that's how
Yes,
life works.
yes.
Yeah.
Wow. So I know this is a topic you've spoken a lot about, you've losing a lot of loved ones. And usually that's a very I really take caution in asking people, but I think we spoke earlier and I asked you about that. You know, get a product collection. Why am I biting my tongue? Your ghetto product collection was dedicated to your late brother Malcolm Celestin. Now I know Malcolm, and I'm sure that was a very devastating time for you. You know, I want to say heartfelt condolences to you and your family.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
but how were you able to cope through all of this? Because I mean, you keep losing people in death, So
Yeah.
how do you cope while managing, I would say building and growing your empire? How do you cope?
Oh man. I I remember I just without God and God keep me grounded and He has given me the strength for the last 2 years has been really rough, like really rough. I've lost some dear people in my life, you know, but
Mm-hmm.
God keep me grounded. And I think touch base on Malcolm. I think the reason why I dedicated that show to Malcolm in Paris is going back to the ghetto. Stigma that we face. I want to tell
Mm-hmm.
people there's greatness in the ghetto. No matter what that you may view him as, but he was somebody's son.
Mm-hmm.
He was somebody's maybe wife. He was somebody dear friend.
Mm-hmm.
So, and up to this day, like he has, there's no justice is served. The case went cold in 24 hours, and it had me
What?
think. It had me thinking, what can I do? What can I do to make sure the world know his story?
Mm-hmm.
And I thought about it, and I said, man, this is one chance that God has given me. I'm gonna give it to him because I know he would do the same for me.
Yep.
I had the platform, I did it for him,
Mm-hmm.
So it's been rough. It's been rough. I lost someone's dear to my heart. I call her mom, one of the person who brought me up here. Nancy. She lost a battle for cancer.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I was the last person who actually took her in the ambulance. I spent the last days with her.
Mm-hmm.
Inside, I was the person in the ambulance. Took her. She took her last breath. It's been rough. Last couple of people
Marsha,
and stuff.
I do
But
understand.
but
I do.
despite of all that losses, there is something to gain from that. It gave me
Mm-hmm.
strength. So I said, I know they're looking down on me, and I know Malcolm would be cheering me on in Paris. I
Mm-hmm.
know he say,
Yes.
"Yo, go, yo, you're my dog." He looking at me, and I know my mother Nancy will be cheering me on, and she will be telling me, "I'm proud of you, son, and I'm proud of you." So
Mm-hmm.
there's all positivity come from that stuff. So
Yes.
um, and it's last week when I got stabbed 7 times. There was this lady called Alina from Grace. She's getting buried tomorrow. that nurtured me back to life. She was a person
Wow.
who took care of me. Make sure every morning it was at 5:30 in the morning. She was there rubbing me.
Mm-hmm.
Sure I was good. So she passed away. She's getting buried tomorrow. So but I'm coping. But I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. God is good. God is good. So so no matter what the jobs that I face, there's always strength from above. So I'm
Yes.
good. I'm good. I'm good.
And God is going to continue to give you the strength to cope. He's going to continue to
Absolutely.
give you the strength. I'm going to tell you something. When you said about your grandmother, was your grandmother dying?
Yeah.
There is nothing as painful as watching the person that you love take their
Yeah.
last breath.
Yeah. Yeah. It is.
But it's tough.
Yeah. It is. It is. It is. It is. It is. It
That's
is.
what
It
happened to with my daughter. My daughter, she was 2 months old when she passed, and I watched her take her last breath. And to
Yeah.
this day, I can see her face every time, like taking her last breath. So
Yeah.
it is very
So
painful.
yeah, and through we don't go through grief too. We got to learn how to cope with grief.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I do a lot of personal development. And
Yes.
as I indicated before in my post, that writing a book about my life, my journey.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Honor the Struggle, and that's why
Mm-hmm.
honor. I I named that book Honor the Struggle because the struggle that I face throughout the journey. I gotta tell people because now people see me now, they will believe as a rich kid,
Mm-hmm.
or I go to a business meeting, they think that maybe my mom or my dad or my grandfather
Mm-hmm.
handed me certain
Mm-hmm.
things.
Yeah.
So I just want to tell people that let my light shine for you and let me be an inspiration to you. And I believe that God has used me, Marshall Celestin, to be an inspiration to the world. And it's good like we have that conversation because a lot of interviews has to be edited, a lot of interviews, especially on national television, has to be, you know, filtered. So it's great we have that interview one on one, and then
I'm glad I
set
was
the
able
record
to be
straight.
that I'm glad I was able to be that platform for you because
Absolutely.
a lot of times we don't hear people, we see people, like I said, we a lot of us have greatness in us. We see people rise from wherever they were. They see all the glitz and the glamour before they can see. They're not going to see the struggles, where
Right,
you
right,
came
right,
from,
right.
what you had to do, the grinding, and the suffering before you can get to where you are.
Yeah, yeah,
So
absolutely.
yeah, so I totally understand. So I wanted to ask you two more questions and then we're gonna wrap up because I've had you
Yeah,
on here.
yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. So in all of that, what what when you got started with your business, right?
Mhm, mhm.
First of all, how did you get funding? Coming from a place of nothing, how did you get funding? And what
Yeah.
was the biggest challenge for you?
How did I get? Well, okay. I'm gonna start with that. None of my business. I never got funded. Just to be honest, I've never ever applied for a grant. I've never applied for a grant. I never got a handout. So one of the biggest businesses is a construction company.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when I was undocumented, I worked factory to factories and worked construction sites
Mm-hmm.
undocumented. And I used to be laughed at pushing the broom.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, so anyways, fast forward, I used to work for the union,
Mm-hmm.
and I see how you make great money in the union. You make over
Mm-hmm.
100K if you're a full journeyman. You make over 100K a year, and
Mm-hmm.
I gave that up.
Mm-hmm.
I gave that up, and I always wanted to be my own boss.
Mm-hmm.
I always wanted to be my own boss, and I always wanted to help people out. So, anyways,
Mm-hmm.
when I first started my business, I see there was $0, and that's a fact.
Wow.
I only registered, and I started from $0. Fast forward today, I'm able to give some of my employers the same money I used to make in the union.
You started with $0. Hello?
Yeah, $0.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, you
so
know, give me
so what I'm
goosebumps
saying,
right now.
you see, yeah, I started with $0. I registered, and I remember, oh man, I can't even afford to go to the bank, and they look at me.
Wow. So how challenging was that for you?
It was, yeah, like you and first of all, you in a predominantly in Canada, predominantly white. I can see
Mm-hmm.
that now. As a young black man, you know, the stigma is still there. They don't have that financial backings.
Mm-hmm.
I was able to pull through, and I work sometimes 16 hours. 16, 17 hours a day. You know, trying to build my business. And fast forward today, we got employees, we got office, so it's and the rest is history, and it's continuing to make history.
Marshall Celestin. Wow, wow, wow. I am going to be talking about you until I close my eyes in bed.
Yeah,
Because it took a lot of grit.
yeah. Hold on a second, my camera.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. Just one
Yes.
second.
No
Camera,
problem.
camera.
Wow. Guys, we're talking to Marshall Celestin. Y'all gotta share, share, share this video, share this live, share it, because this interview is just like it has touched me in so many ways with him. Share the live, share it, let people hear his story. Wow, unbelievable. Mm-mm-mm. How many of you feel? How many of you feel that drive and that determination after listening to Marshall's story? I want to see the likes. I want to see what y'all are saying. I don't know how many people are there with us still, but I am just I'm just in awe of everything that he has gone through, everything that yeah, and Ali, I am just so in awe of everything that he has gone through and everything he still has a long way to go. He's just still a very young man, right? You still got a
Uh,
long way to go.
yeah. So, um, this is my as I said to you before, is the drive, the stuff I encountered on my journey that brought me up today. And you said about how did I really my business. I think last year I was in tears, like when I saw my accountant sent a T4A. That means that you can file for your taxes.
Hmm.
Employer went, he sent it to my employees. That struck a chord inside of me because I remember for 10 years I was undocumented, and one thing I was praying God that they gave me a SIN number. And last year I was able to give my employees a T4A to file for their taxes. Talking to you,
You're giving me so much hope right now.
but like,
You are giving me so
yeah,
much
so
hope.
it's mind blowing, but God is good.
So let
God
me
is
ask you
good.
a question though. I know he is amazing. He's doing amazing things in your life. Some of these businesses you started, and here's the question: some of the businesses that you started, you didn't even have your citizenship yet.
No, nope, I did not. Can I tell you something? Maybe it's
Go
gonna
ahead,
blow your mind.
honey.
That's gonna blow everybody's mind. Yeah, this one is the shocker for the night. I remember writing, studying, not just studying for my
Mm-hmm.
citizenship test, and I was working. Listen to this. I was working, studying for the test, and Canada has historical buildings.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the most prestigious and most sacred building in the whole of Canada is in Ottawa. That is
Mm-hmm.
Parliament.
Yes.
And I was the only black man, listen to that, working in the Prime Minister's office, studying for a test.
Wow.
You listening to that? So I was studying for the test. The last Prime Minister was Pierre Trudeau, who stood at the office. So
Yes.
I was the person building. You listening to that?
I am
Building.
listening.
So I'm studying to, like, the questions they ask you for your citizenship. I'm here at that place.
yes.
So I'm writing and studying for that exam. And I walked, I remember the day of the exam, I walked across while I was working as a parliament, walked over and wrote my test and came back to that place, passed, and I sat down on the prime minister's chair. Listen to this, on the prime minister's chair, in crying. And the guys who were working, they did not understand that the emotion that was me. So that's what I'm telling you, that the steps. So what I'm saying to you now is just manifestation of God work.
Yes. Yes.
So, and
Wow.
fast forward, like when I, man, so we could talk so much, about that journey. But yeah, so I was the first Saint Lucian, first Saint Lucian that ever worked at Parliament Hill.
You go. I'm gonna whoop whoop whoop.
So yeah, it's right.
This is absolutely incredible.
Yeah. So yeah.
Wow. I am so proud of you. I'm feeling like the big sister now. Yes, my little brother has done it. Things, oh my gosh, things that people never even dream of, where they come from.
Yeah,
You've
yeah,
done it.
yeah. You can. I will not. I can. Now you can never will probably. I would say 99% in Canada can walk for that building. I helped build that building. The front entrance, the prime minister's office.
Yes.
So yeah.
So
So
that same building that you
yeah, I'm
helped
reading
build.
about for my student next time. I'm right there.
Eh, wow. You
Yeah.
blessed though. You blessed.
So when I tell people, God has blessed me, and
Stephanie Mathre Aldonza says, I am so proud of you and will continue to be proud of you. Marshall has been through a lot, but has never let anyone's negative comments get to him. He has pushed through and also has an amazing wife standing by him. Amen, Stephanie. Amen.
yeah, big shout out to my big sis, man. Big shout out to
Yes,
my big sis.
amen.
Is amazing. She's absolutely amazing. My she's a cancer survivor.
Wow.
And it's a lot of stuff I've been through.
Your family got hard hearts beating in your man.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, she's a cancer survivor, and
Mm.
she's blessed, and she's an amazing person, and she has been an inspiration to me. She has my back from day one till
Mhm.
today. So big shout out to my sister Stephanie, man.
She's a Mafre.
Yeah.
You know my father is Mafre.
Oh yeah. So you should get me contact after the show.
My father is my friend from Grace.
Yeah.
From Larry 12. Yeah, serious. Anyway, wow. Anneli said, I can't remember him, but I know a few of his family members since I was born in Fort Joye. Most of the people from Grace was you used to pass through the to where to the Anticline River to go up to Belleville.
Velvet, yeah, yeah.
Yes, yes. I remember that. So Marshall, oh my gosh. You have you have you have awakened a fire I thought that was burning in me.
Yeah. And that's okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
and
sometimes you put yourself out there, you put a lot out there, and you feel okay. I'm not seeing returns. Things are not happening. But listening to your story, listening to your struggles, you just give me so much inspiration. You've empowered me so much tonight, and I can say I'm speaking to everybody who listened to. You have inspired us, you have empowered us. I'm telling you, when I get younger, I have to start writing things what I need to do next. Okay, I'm gonna call Marshall. Okay, help me with this. Wow, so I wanted to ask you, there is so much greatness within this man. Yes, there is so much grace. Then that is your wife. Oh, hi.
yeah,
What
that is my
is your wife?
that is my wife.
Kamalin?
Emmeline Celestin.
Sweetheart, yes. He
Yeah,
is amazing. And mm,
that is my rock. She's my rock.
if
And
in case you know, let me put a picture up for you to see again. There she is.
she's my rock. You know, she's my
There
rock.
she
She's the
is.
person.
Yes.
Yeah, she's the person that keep me grounded. Um,
Yes.
I
Yes.
just wanna. I'll give you a scenario about my wife. My wife was the person who helped me out at the immigration process, man.
Mm-hmm,
And she stuck with me. And I remember there was a time saying that, but I think now I have confidence to say that now. I remember a time me and my wife went to the market and we couldn't afford appetizer at the menu.
wow.
And we had $17. That was a coupon, not physical money.
Mm-hmm.
It was a coupon. And I was embarrassed. I
Hmm.
felt terrible. I couldn't afford to defend my family. I
Hmm.
couldn't afford appetizer on the menu. Um, and I promised my wife that you will never have to go through this again. Not our kids, not our grandkids, not the next generation. It's true because
Wow.
I believe in generational wealth.
Mm-hmm.
And she stood beside me, man. A lot of women were left, but she has been my rock and she has been my inspiration. And I'm forever grateful. And I always say that to her, and
You
I'm
guys are
forever
a
grateful.
team. You guys are a team.
Absolutely. 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 And there's no
As a
doubt
team.
about it. So I want a big shout out to my
Mm-hmm.
wife, mother of my kids, and honey, I love you. And keep being sweet. Keep being keep being the person that you are. You know?
Yes, continue to be the great inspiration, the rock that you are for him, girl. I'm with you. Okay. Oh my God, this is beautiful. It's a love story. It's a love story. It's business growing into yourself. It's oh my gosh, oh my gosh. I'm gonna be going back to this interview and looking at it over and over again. Okay, now I'm going to say my final question here to you.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to anyone, especially young men, women? like yourself who desire to first leave the country to pursuit of being in pursuit of being an entrepreneur, and second, those back home who wish to have their own business. So first, let's look at those who desire to have their leave their country to in pursuit of being an entrepreneur.
First of all, I want to say that it's not, don't, entrepreneur is not for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, it's not for everybody. So just first to begin with,
Mm-hmm.
you have to first got to know what you want. And my first advice for anybody that want to start a business or want to pursue anything, put God first.
Yes.
Asking for the vision. And I think now I have grown and now I can share my knowledge with, and that's why I teach young men and young women to be entrepreneurs. So anybody that walk, I hire, we
Mm-hmm.
hire. That I don't teach you to be an employee. You don't walk into the company as an employee.
Mm-hmm.
I teach you the fundamental to having your own business. So treat this job like it's your own.
True.
I don't, when a young man or young woman come to the business, especially my construction business, I don't teach you not the fundamental of the trade, but I teach you the
Mm-hmm.
business perspective about
Mm-hmm.
it. Wastage, your time, the time that you feel that you're getting paid for doing nothing. Just put yourself in the same position you're getting paid for. I change I to be disciplined. So one of my biggest thing for anybody want to start a business, a successful business, because you're gonna have speedy bumps, and one of the things that I keep you grounded is discipline.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be disciplined, and another thing, you have to be honest with yourself. Because if you're not honest with yourself, you can never be a business person.
True.
It's gonna get you so far.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to start a business, have goals, have weekly goals, have daily goals, yearly goals. It's very important. As I said before, time.
Wow.
Time. You know what? Time that has no respect for nobody. So you respect time. As long as you respect time, you'll be
Yep.
successful.
What's next for you, Marshall?
There's so much more. There is so much more that I want to accomplish. There is so much. As I said to you, I want to start with my community.
Mm-hmm.
I want to make sure that we have a playing field. We have
Mm-hmm.
a recreation grounds for Graceview Fort that currently working on. Um, and I want to have a food bank, training center.
Mm-hmm.
I want to have a training center that young men and young women or people in the community can learn different trades. They can utilize the different skills and teach them how to fish, not be handing out, but teach them how to fish, to
That's
build.
what they say. If you give a man a fish, you feed him
That,
for one day. But if you
so
teach him how to fish,
yeah.
yes,
So
you
I
feed
want to
him for
do
a
that in my.
lifetime.
So I want to start in my own community, and this is what that is for the short term. That's what I'm working on,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm also working on my new adventure. I'm opening a school here in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
My own school that I could
Which
teach people
which one is
to
that? The
Master Tapers
Master Tippers
Academy.
Academy. Okay.
Academy, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I have partnership with one of the world's best companies in the trade. I have partnership with
Mm-hmm.
Home Depot, Circle Brand, level 5. Um, a lot of companies I have partnership with to make this possible. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so this is the next adventure, and hopefully that I'll be extending that to the Caribbean,
Okay.
especially my community, and then bring people from Saint Lucia to Canada or wherever they choose to go to. They have that trade that that
Mm-hmm.
now could accumulate, try to be well for their family and for this all to do better for the family.
Wow.
Yeah, so
I
this is the next big thing for me.
wow.
Yeah.
I need to ask you, how is your mom taking in all this?
My mom, listen to me. I mean, my mom, best friends, we good
Mm,
friends. You know, me and my
mhm,
mom had a richly conversation.
mhm,
We always have good conversation, but I think one of the things that really touched me deeply, that I took a picture at the Eiffel Tower in Paris with my mom,
mhm.
and and then she just tell me she's so proud of me, and she's taking it all in. And
That's
there's
good.
so much to go. There's Mary's son, Mama. There's so much to go. As I
Yes, yes.
promised you, I promised you that, and I kept my promise. You see, I promised to comfort you full, but I believe you have seen the potential. You experience it. That's the most important thing. She has experienced it too. So so much more. So, Mama, if you're listening, if you're watching, to the whole world, Mary Mashan, I love you. You're a huge inspiration in my life. And I'm gonna keep making you proud. But most important, I'm gonna make myself proud.
Wow. Let me tell you this, eh? One of the things I remembered about your mother the most was no matter what she was going through, she always walked with her head high
Oh
and her
yes,
chest high.
absolutely, yeah,
Always walk with, and
yeah, yeah,
that
yeah,
that
absolutely,
that moved me. I'm going like this
yeah,
lady. She's just like, I'm
yes,
going somewhere.
yes, yes, and I think one of the things that um pushed me and has given me that zeal and that drive is seeing my mom struggle, man. My mom people would say, oh, she's too black, she's too ugly, her lips are too big. You know, man, my mom has been through so much. I remember three of us holding my mom skirt.
Your life had some tough times, Celestin.
It's, it's
And that's why it, it,
amazing,
it,
man.
it gives me great pleasure to just see how far you've come. I have just been waiting for me to get you to talk about your experience. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but yeah, I remember my mom with a basin of clothes, and the three of us just holding her clothes, walking on the streets. People take us for nothing. Those who used to pass us laugh.
Mm.
Would never give us a ride. See my own struggle, man. See my own.
And now you're able to give her a better life.
It's in the market step in the hot sun. See my mom stress. See my mom been through a lot. My mom got him physically bruised.
You have me crying here. Don't I'm so, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to no, but I understand. I do.
Sorry, guys.
It's
Yeah, but
okay.
yeah,
You know,
but
with all the successes, they have to see that side of you to understand where you came from. They have to understand it. It wasn't just a bed of roses that it took. Your family went through a lot, and so that's
uh,
what makes you who you are. And whatever you went through, you are humble through it all. You
yeah,
are
just
humble.
This
I wish I
man.
could hug you right now. Give you a big bag. I can give the hugs, you know.
Yeah. So, mom, man, is one of my biggest inspiration. Was one of my biggest, and see the struggle my mom go through. And I said to you, I said in several interviews, I'm gonna make it, mom. I'm gonna make it, and believe me, I'm looking into your son eyes that you don't have to go through this anymore. My mom will never have to go through this anymore. Never. My kids don't have to go through what I went through, and my grandkids will never have to go through that unless they really messed up. What the foundation I really laid for them,
Yes.
and my brother and my sister now. They don't have to go through what I've been through. So I want to be inspiration to the world. I want to be inspiration to my family. Especially my little brothers and my sisters. They never have to go through what I've been through. I know they,
Much.
but it's just God has blessed me, and I'm so thankful and grateful for everything that God has done for me. And there's much more to come. There is so much, so much. You got me. Like I think that's the first show I've been to a lot of shows, like doing a lot of interviews, but this is one of the one of the best shows that I ever been. I don't matter what Paris or Dubai, whatever that I've been, whatever interviews, but this was one of the unfiltered and the best shows. And believe me that you have touched me. You have
Wow.
asked me a lot of questions that I've never asked before, because I think you have been to places that dark places,
Yep.
and I'm forever grateful for the opportunity you giving me tonight. I know. Before I came in here, I know it was going to be great. I know
Oh wow. Thank
I was
you.
preparing myself. I was preparing myself. I know it was gonna be great. Because I've been listening to your show. And you're a
Okay.
great interviewer. You're
Thank
a
you.
very great interviewer. And I want to put that out that you're gonna go places. You're gonna go places that your mind can't even fathom.
Now you're gonna make me cry.
I'm saying that right now because I remember I was only 10 years old, and a lady said to me, "Marshall, you're gonna go places." And I'm telling you tonight, you're gonna go places that gonna transform you to where you are, even to greater heights. Places that you've never been, you thought you never walked in, rooms you thought you never walked in, chairs you never think you're gonna be sitting on. You're gonna go places. So just keep inspiring me. You got me on the show. You got me crying. I never really cried in public like that.
Sorry.
So, it takes a lot. It takes a lot. So just keep doing what you're doing, and I'm so proud of you, knowing that you know you, where you started and where you're at today. You know, it takes a lot. Like for people calling me for different interviews, and just rejecting them. I don't want to say things, but it took me a lot
Mhm.
to come on the show, and I'm forever grateful for the opportunity. So
No, thank you,
thank you so
Marshall.
much for
You
the platform. Thank you for the platforms. People like you that keep on giving me the
thank you.
voice, the true voice. I'm not talking about the voice, but the actually true voice, the voice of the ghetto. People don't want to hear them. It's like they want to fast forward. They want
Yes.
to they want to microwave me. The
Mm,
microwave me. They want to microwave. They don't want to hear what happened, what transpired, what transformed meet you the person I am today. They don't want to hear that. They want to hear the now. But you
Mm-hmm.
have brought me to a place where God brought me, from my humble beginnings until today. So I'm forever grateful for that experience. And, keep doing
Listen,
you, keep shining.
thank you so much. Listen, when I started this show, I had this three years in at the back of my mind, and I'm gonna. I don't know if I want to do this because I'm afraid of the camera. And for somebody used to do modeling and stuff, I'm gonna. I don't want to be, the person. But then I'm gonna, when 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 I started to, that depression hit me, and I realized I was rock bottom. I realized I had to channel my grief somewhere else,
Hmm.
and that means I needed to help people. And Marshall, when I saw you and I saw you were going to Paris, I said, "Oh my God." I said, "I gotta get Marshall on my show." But I didn't know how to I didn't know how to approach you. I'm going like,
No, man. No, no.
I didn't know. I know this
Man,
is
no,
somebody
no,
I
no,
know,
no.
So I'm going like, I took my time with you. I make sure that I got comfortable. And I said, but you
Man.
know what? Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for inspiring others. Thank you so much. You have empowered me tonight. You've made me feel with those last few words you said. Everything you said, I've taken it and I've felt it deep within me. But the last few words that you said, I was just going like, oh my gosh, I don't know where this is gonna go. And I spoke to somebody today. They said, Cindy, it's almost like my cousin. He said it's almost like you in a stripper pole and they're throwing you pennies. And I reassured him. I said, it's going to be okay. I am sorry I made you cry, but it was good to see that. I was on another show. I was talking about autism because my youngest son has
Mm,
autism. And
mhm.
the the radio host was crying.
Uh,
I'm sorry, but thank you so much for being here. Listen, I'm going to end with this. You continue to do great things, and your greatness has just begun. It has just begun. I see you as a millionaire, a billionaire.
mhm.
That young man from Grace who had nothing, who and he and his mother was struggling. The same person who got stabbed, the same person who lost loved ones, the same person who had to grind and to come up to Canada with $15 in his pocket. You are going to do great things, and you're going to continue inspiring and empowering young people like yourself, even the older ones like me, to do amazing things. I tell you, when I grow up, I want to be just like I don't know how much more growing up I have to do.
Yeah, no,
But
man. It is. It is. It is. It is.
yeah, but thank you so much. Thank you so
Yeah,
much. Thank
yeah.
you
You
so
don't
much
have
for
to be. Colonel Sanders, the KFC that we love so much.
mm-hmm.
He got his first franchise at 63 years old. You listening to
Yes.
that? The
Mm-hmm.
KFC that we love so much. This man got it at 63 years old.
Yes.
So he's just a testament that it doesn't matter if you have a gray, you have a gray beard, you have a gray hair, but anything is possible if you put your mind through it.
Yes.
So
Yes.
just keep
But listen,
walking.
guys,
Just keep
thank you
walking,
so much.
Just keep
Thank you.
walking. Keep walking in
Thank you.
faith. And don't forget God.
Yes.
Don't forget
Definitely.
that man. Because without that
Definitely.
man, we are nothing. And that's what
Yes.
keep me going today with this man. Keep me grounded,
Yes.
keep me humble.
Yes.
And I forever ask God, whatever He put in my way, that I continue to be humble and be a servant. Be servant for my generation, especially my lovely community of Grace Youth Fort, which I
Mm-hmm.
love. Yeah, I don't know if they love me that like how much as I love them,
Mhm.
but yeah,
And even if they don't love you, love them regardless. Love them regardless. Because guess what? God
Yeah,
is looking for the good in us, not the bad.
absolutely.
Yeah, love them regardless.
Absolutely.
Listen,
Yeah,
I
man.
always say that in my show. There are no tap outs. We can never tap out in whatever we want to do. We have to continue.
Absolutely
And
not.
I always say this. This
Absolutely.
is what I always say. You may fail many times before you can succeed, and look at you. You work your way through failure to get to where you are. But never ever let failure be your finality. And this is found in, I wrote that in one of my second book of poems. Never ever let, I will never let failure be my finality. I will
Absolutely.
never let it be my finality. I have to
Absolutely.
strive and to strive to get to where I want to go, strive
Mhm.
to where I go. Listen, I know that you pressed for time, but I'm gonna say this. Um, you gave me such an amazing 2 hours. I'm telling you, you have no clue. You have no clue. I think we both needed that. We both
Yeah, yeah,
need
yeah, for sure, for sure,
yeah,
for
we both
sure.
needed it. And I wanted to say I know you are part of the um Ottawa's oh my gosh, I'm losing my train of thought. Ottawa oh my
St.
gosh.
Lucia, St. Lucia Auto Association.
Yes, yeah, yes.
Yeah.
And you'll have Junior Creole coming up, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, we
yes.
have Junior Creole coming up. Yeah, what the date, Lord? I'm the PRO and they're gonna don't like me for that. What date is it?
22nd?
What? Yeah, I believe. Yeah, hold on a second. Yeah, I want to make sure. Yeah. Saturday, 22nd at the Bronson Center. Please, everybody, come out in the large numbers. Don't forget to. We got all the Creole stuff, you know, all the bakes and saltfish, the bouillon, the whole yacht. We got it here, right here in the capital city. Yeah. So a
Oh
big
my
shout out
gosh,
to my
Junior.
team. That I want to shout out my team. You know, this
Yes.
I want to shout out the entire team. It's just an honor, like an honor to serve
Mm-hmm.
my people of Saint Lucia here in Ottawa and the diaspora.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to thank shout out the president Natalie Peter King for Campbell for giving me the opportunity and the community of Ottawa for giving me the privilege, give me the opportunity to serve them, the get a product, to be the vice president, the PRO. So it's
Yes.
just tremendous. It's amazing. It's lovely. So I want to say thank you for believing in me, for giving me that opportunity. So I'm forever grateful for you guys. So please, please, I need to support Junior Creole. Go get your foods and stuff. And you can also check us out on our Facebook page and our Instagram page, St. Lucia Auto Association. So thank you guys so much. And don't forget Junior Creole.
Yes,
Make
and
sure, like,
guess
make
what?
sure, make sure.
Guess what? We are having our Junior Creole in Georgia the same day.
For real? Man, I've never been. When is the same day?
Yes, the 22nd
Oh
of
my God.
October.
Okay.
The
So
same day.
you gotta guys invite me to the ATL. You have to.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so I gotta make sure it's like check my schedule and I gotta fit you guys in. Because I
Yes,
need to collab. We have to
yes, yes,
we
yes. And
have to collab with different associations, especially in the States. We have to.
yeah, well, the president, I mean, I have, I'm not a member, but I help, in the organization.
Mhm.
And so, the president, I know the president
Alliance.
personally from St. Louis.
Okay, yes, so they can reach out to me. You could reach out to me, and then we can have a meeting. We can have a
Mm-hmm.
meeting, and then we could make it happen. And we a Bristol, maybe a bus full of us when you guys having your anniversary or the celebration of
Yes,
the independence or something. That
yes,
yes, we can come over, and then good to have allies. Especially
yes,
we working
yes,
in the diaspora together. So yeah, so
yes. That'd be amazing.
the president could reach out and we could definitely assist for sure. We could
Yes.
definitely collab.
And this year they're having a raffle. I always, advertise that for them on my show. This year they're
Hmm.
having a raffle, for Junior Creole, and
Hmm.
it's the venue is going to be Caribbean Connections in Decatur, Georgia. So
Hmm.
they're gonna have a raffle. The price for the raffle is for the ticket is $10, and
Okay.
$10, yes. And the first prize is a 4 night stay at the Bay Gardens Resort.
Oi, 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 oi! Stop, 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 stop! Whoa. Wait, wait. Hold on, hold on, hold on. So hold on. Can we buy a ticket here? Can we like actually send
Yes,
Zelle and okay, okay,
yes,
okay, okay.
yes. And
Okay,
so
so just send me that. Please send me that flyer. I really
okay,
wanted to buy some tickets. We'll definitely
okay,
support. I'll talk to Madam the President and
yes,
the executive committee, and definitely will support. So please send me
okay,
the banking info and stuff, and we'll buy some tickets. So make sure you put our names there.
yes. But you guys
Okay.
send me everything. Oh my goodness, that's so amazing. But
Oh,
thank you so much, Marshall. Yeah, so the second prize is, I think, is a 4 night stay and $100 cash, and the third prize is a gift basket. So I'm gonna put the information. The information
yes,
is on
please,
there.
please.
Yes, I'm gonna put it on there for people to see. And listen, it was such an amazing, amazing night. I tried not to cry because my mascara gonna make my face go, but you had
It's
me
o-
so
it's
emotional.
okay. So it's okay to be emotional. It's okay. It's
Yes,
okay to share your sentiments and your feelings.
yes.
Some people say that I cry. I cry too much, but I'm a person that very emotional
Mm-hmm.
person, very emotional.
Yeah, and I mean, I was listening to a billionaire come on the show. It was billionaires Black African billionaires, and the guy was saying, just like you said,
Yes,
he was
yeah, yeah,
saying,
yeah, yeah.
you saw that, and he was saying, like, he was crying, and say it's not a sign of weakness to cry. In a matter of fact, it's courageous to cry,
No, it's
especially.
not. It's not. It's not. It's not. It's not. It's not. I think
Yes,
it's a sign of gratitude.
yes, yes,
It's
yes.
gratitude. Gratitude.
Yes, so I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I'm putting the numbers on right there so that people can see it on the screen. So I wouldn't have to do it twice. Let me see. Okay, come on, Cindy Placid, we can do
Big shout
this.
out to Crystal Shari. Thank you so much for your comments, and thank you so much for being the support. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Okay, so I'm putting it on the screen right here. I think you can.
All
Oh my God,
right.
that's a
Yes.
lot of information.
Oh, that's okay. I will grab it. Yeah,
Yes,
definitely.
yes.
Thank you, thank
But
you.
I'm
So
gonna send it to you
we'll
personally.
definitely shout out for sure.
Yes. So thank you so much. It was a pleasure. Thank you. Thank you. Have a good night, everyone. Remember, listen, I'm looking out for your book. I'm looking out for your book.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I wanna yeah. Before we leave, it's a book about my journey. It's not gonna be
Mm-hmm.
one book. I want to write plenty books,
Mm-hmm.
plenty,
Wow.
plenty books. So there's gonna be. I started the book. It's not finished yet because a lot of people messaging me. You had to tell everybody it's on Facebook. I get to know you're writing a book.
Yeah.
I say, yeah, but I've been saying that from every interview that I have. I have this book
Mm-hmm.
coming up. It's called Honor the Struggle. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna give everybody the info, on our
Mm-hmm.
Instagram, and you can follow me on Instagram at Marshall Celestin, or you can follow so many companies. But
Mm-hmm.
nevertheless, you can follow NGU Clothing or Master Tapers or Icon Customs. Yeah, so much to mention.
Mm-hmm.
But please, I know for sure this book is gonna change lives.
You
It's
already
gonna
changing
change
lives
lives.
with this
My
interview.
doctor, like my mentor said, Dr. Miles Monroe is one of my biggest, one of my
Yes.
biggest. When I say biggest, I'm talking about mentor, Dr.
Wow.
Miles Monroe. Secondly,
Wow.
TD Jakes,
Mm-hmm.
and Steve Harvey,
Oh, Steve Harvey is my man.
you know, Eric Thomas, and I have so much mentors here in
Yes.
St. Lucia too. Let's have some
Mm-hmm.
big mentors, man. Because you look up to these people that have the platform, but we
Yes.
forget the people that inspired us there.
Yes. Yes.
I want to shout out to this man from Graceview Fort. His name is Moses. Rennie. This man is inspiration to me. Alan Shallery,
Oh, Alan Challery.
Nico Fanis. Yeah, these guys are mentors. These guys was the people install Polycat. Remember these guys, man, installed
I
so
remember
much
all you.
discipline in me.
You know, Alan Challery was my little boyfriend.
Oh yeah.
He was my school boyfriend.
Yeah, these guys are, yeah. So these guys are, yeah, install a lot of discipline, a
Yeah,
lot of discipline, and we don't mention them
yeah,
because they don't have a platform.
yeah.
You
Polycat
know, I
and
speak to Moses
Polycat and
several
his
times, and I
brother. You
keep on
know.
telling them, yeah, I keep on telling them that they're inspiration to me.
Mhm.
Because they don't have a platform, I don't have to mention your name. They are great,
Mhm.
great inspiration to me. Great, like a guy
Yes.
called Baggio. Like there's so much mentors in grace, so much mentors in grace that people I can mention for days. But I want to big shout out to these people I mentioned. My grandfather. There's so much people I can mention, but there's a lot. Great has a lot of great people.
Mhm.
Great, great men and great women and
Mhm.
mighty men and mighty women come from that place.
Let me tell
So
you.
there's
Let me tell you
greatness in
something.
grace, man.
The greatest pieces of wisdom and inspiration come from the people who've actually lived through the struggle. The,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I want a big shout out to my good friend Nancy Charles. Like
Yes.
always,
Yes.
encouraging me, Mr. Musa Jabatis.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much, sir. I have no political affiliation, no, not at all.
Me
But these
neither.
people, has reached
We
out to
just
me
have love. We give love.
personally
That's
and
it.
always push me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I want a big shout out to Mr. Jabatis, Nancy, every people, man, that's supporting me. There's a lot of great, and there's a great young man in Crazy 40 doing tremendous things. Ted, TJ's place. Have you heard about it?
Nope.
Yeah, so I want to shout out TJ's place. Ted, thank you for being inspiration for the young men and for the young women and for the entrepreneurs in grace. You have opened a way. You have opened a new way for them, and I have a big shout out to you, man.
We got to bring him on the show then to talk about his business.
Yes, for sure. For sure. There's so many great women. There's so many Mr. Udell Duncan. There's so many great people in Grace, man. You can interview.
Yeah.
I'll send you a few names, and then
Yes.
we'll make the contact and make sure you come on your show.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
But Celestin, Mr. Marshall Celestin, I'm putting a Mr. in front of your name. Okay, we well earned Mr. Thank you so much for being here. And for the viewers who stayed with us almost 3 hours, thank you so, so much. It was really appreciated. And I got a lot from this interview. You inspired me. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you to your mother. Thank you to your wife and to the other people who shape your career and who shape you as a young man. I just want to say thank you so much for who you are. You are humble beyond what I was scared. Oh, I was scared to approach you, but you are very humble. You are very humble, and then you have that persona about you where you attract people to you because you are very humble. If they look at you when you're serious, you're like, oh, I'm not going to talk to this man, but you're very humble. So thank you so much for being who you are. Continue inspiring us, and believe me, the sky is the limit for you, Mr. Celestin. Are you still with me, or did we freeze? You froze. These are the moments we live for. Okay, I lost him. These are the moments, the moment. Yes, guys. So I don't know if he's gonna come back on here, but I just wanted to say, thank you so much for being here. This interview has just been an amazing one. I'm inspired, and I just want you all to take a page from his book. learn from his experience. He's a young man and he's doing amazing things for people and for the community. So thank you so much. Have an awesome night. This is Poetry and Perspective with Placid, and I will talk to you guys on the next interview. Okay. Oh, he does Petula. Wow, I need to get some of that food. All right, then. Well, you have a good night, guys. I don't know if he's gonna come back. Probably issues, but we're gonna talk again soon. Thank you for tuning in with Poetry and Perspective with Placid, and I will see you soon. Much love from here on. You're welcome, sweetheart. I keep saying your name wrong, Mrs. Celestin. I'm gonna call Mrs. Celestin. I bite my tongue when I say people's name. But thank you so much, sweetheart. Have a good night. Until Marshall, I said thank you again. So we will talk with you soon and stay connected with me because I want to reach out to people and to see the great things that other people are doing. So have a good night. Bye.